You still remember the exact words they used to explain it away, and somewhere in you, a part of your mind is still holding on to that explanation, not because it was true, but because believing it hurts less than the alternative. Your brain is still defending the person who hurt you, and it's been doing it for longer than you think. Picture the phone in your hand, the message that didn't add up, the silence before they answered you. You asked one question, a simple one, and what came back wasn't the truth. It was a version of the truth, shaped just enough to keep you calm, and you believed it. Not because you were foolish, because some part of you needed to. That's the moment this started, not the betrayal itself, the moment right after, when you chose the explanation that let you keep loving them a little longer. Months later, maybe years later, you still catch yourself doing it. Someone brings up what happened, and before you can stop it, you hear yourself saying, "It wasn't that deep," or "They were going through something." You are not defending the truth. You are defending the version of them you haven't buried yet. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, the mental cost of holding two truths that cannot coexist. This person loves me, and this person deceived me on purpose, cannot both be true without tearing something in you. So the mind resolves it the cheapest way it knows how. It doesn't confront the betrayal, it shrinks it. It doesn't rewrite what they did, it rewrites what you're allowed to feel about it. Epictetus named this before there was a clinical word for it. People are disturbed not by what happens to them, but by the meaning they assign to it. He wasn't offering comfort. He was issuing a warning that the mind will manufacture whatever meaning costs it the least, even if that meaning is a lie you're telling yourself about someone who never told you the truth. This is why some people keep the door open for years, not because they're weak, because the dissonance is still unresolved, and some part of them believes one more conversation might finally make the two truths fit. A confession, an apology that finally matches the size of what happened. It won't come because the two truths were never going to reconcile. One of them, the version of them you trusted, was already false the moment they decided to lie to you. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself in private that no one can truly harm you unless you let their action live inside your judgment longer than it lived in reality. Epictetus told you the mechanism. Aurelius is telling you the cost, that every time you replay their explanation, searching for a version where they meant less harm than they did, you are not protecting yourself. You are re-sentencing yourself to the same crime, on their behalf, for free. Here's the line that actually matters. Knowing exactly what someone did is not the same as still defending why they did it. You are allowed to remember the phone in your hand, the message that didn't add up, the exact shape of the lie, without spending one more ounce of energy interpreting it kindly. That is not cruelty toward them. That is the first moment your mind stops fighting itself. Every excuse you've made for them was never really about protecting them. It was about delaying the moment you'd have to accept that someone you trusted looked at you and chose to lie anyway. That truth is heavier than any excuse you've built around it, but it's the only one that ends the case. The betrayal already happened. Your defense of it is the last thing still costing you anything, and it's the only part still optional. You don't owe them the benefit of the doubt. You already gave that, back when you believed the explanation on the phone. What's left isn't a verdict on them, it's peace for you. And peace was never going to come from finally understanding them. It comes from no longer needing to. If you're still catching yourself defending someone who never defended you, go back and watch how this pattern starts and why it holds on long after the relationship is gone. Linked right here.